Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Pauley, and I'm so glad you could join me today. I have some really fun products from Spellbinders to share with you. First up is the Essential Envelope Everyday Add-On. This set coordinates with the Essential Envelope die set, but I'll show you how to use it even without the main die. It's super easy, and you get lots of floral dies and banners to decorate with. Next up is the Spellbinders 3D embossing folder called Distress Mix, which has a very nice pattern on it. And for the sentiments, I'm using the tabbed in and out sentiment set. I love how you get so many different sayings plus the coordinating dies to cut them all out. All right, let's get started. Okay, first I'm embossing my cardstock with the Distress Mix folder. I'm using a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of white cardstock so I can get two A2 size panels out of it. Love getting extra mileage out of my paper. And I ran it through my die cut machine, and look at the texture, it's so pretty. Then I just cut it in half and set one piece aside for another project. To save some time, I already die cut all my flowers, leaves, and tab pieces. I went with soft blues for the flowers and 2 shades of green for the leaves, plus a white and a blue tab piece. I also cut a dark blue panel slightly smaller than my A2 size card base and then trimmed it down the embossed panel so it would get a nice layered border. And okay, little budget hack here. Cardstock is pricey, right? So I actually die cut some flower pieces right from the middle of the dark blue panel. No one ever knows. It's a great way to stretch your paper stash. I decided to add some color around the edges of my flowers to give them some dimension. For my light blue flower, I'm going around the edges with a slightly darker blue ink. I'm using some Alt New Fresh Dye ink. This one is called Sea Breeze. And for the medium flower, I'm doing the same, just deepening those edges to add a bit of dimension. This color is the Alt New Tide Blue ink. And for the large dark blue flower, I'm using a really dark blue so it stands out against the deep cardstock. Don't worry if it looks intense at first, it'll lighten up as it dries. This one is called the Alt New Desert Night ink. And for the leaves, I'm dabbing on some green ink all around the edges of the leaves, leaving parts of the cardstock color showing through. This gives it a nice two-tone effect that looks really natural. The color I'm using is the Alt New Shadow Creek ink, and it doesn't take long, but wow, it really brings those die cuts to life. Time to start building. I'm going to adhere my dark blue border behind the embossed panel. And a quick tip, when you've die cut from the middle like I did, I put glue just around the cutouts first, and then I put that down and I add glue just around the edges of the embossed card panel. This helps to avoid sticky messes where you don't want them. It makes it much easier to attach the embossed panel to the blue panel. And then I attach everything to an A2 sized white card base. For the envelope piece, I layered the white panel on top of the light blue tab piece, and then I added the entire thing right to the front of the card. And for the flowers, I'm layering them starting with the largest flower. I followed it by the medium one, and then finally I put the smallest on top. And to finish off the flower, I die cut the little centerpiece from some yellow cardstock, and then I just adhered it in the middle of it. Next, I'm adding my decorative banner to the white panel. I did that in dark blue. Now I'm just laying everything out on my card to get an idea of the arrangement before I start gluing things down. You can shape the petals if you want a 3D look, but I kept mine flat for today's card. I tucked in my green leaves underneath the flower just to get an idea of where I wanted them to go. And you can arrange your leaves however you like. I just put a few on each side of the flower. And then once I was happy with where the leaves were, I added some glue to the back of the flower cluster and adhered it in the middle of the leaves. I stamped a whole bunch of sentiments from the tabbed in and out sentiments onto white cardstock and cut them out with the coordinating dies. I love doing them all at once, so I have some ready for future projects. For this card, I chose Thinking of You at This Difficult Time. And to finish it off, I added my favorite embellishments, the Spellbinders Fashion Oyster Pearls. You all know I reach for these constantly. I like to pick them up with my craft knife for super precise placement. And that's it. That's going to finish off my card. This card came together beautifully. It's soft, peaceful, and those little tab details just make the design feel really special and unique. I absolutely love how it turned out. Thanks so much for crafting with me today, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you like more inspiration, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.